Pollard.
I agree with Reb Taco. I agree with Reb Taco.
Yeah.
He says it, but he thinks Pollard's a done deal. And I agree. I don't think Pollard's going to see the light of day.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
I don't think Pollard will ever see the light of day. I hate to say it too, but I agree with that logic. So based on that, Rubashkin's going to get out first. Right? Plus, I really do believe that if people pay attention to the stuff that we've put out there, that they'll put pressure on whoever, whether it be the Senate, Justice Committee, or whatever, and they can get something going. Because I see an injustice, or whatever you call it, that took place. I don't think he got a fair trial. I'm not saying the guy's guilty or not guilty. He may very well be guilty, but I just think he needs a retrial in some sort of area that's and the new judge in a new area, whatever. And I think that it's possible to get him out. I think the Supreme Court might get rid of it.
Do you think Jonathan Pollard should be set free?
I don't have an opinion on that. I mean, I have read, there is good reason to believe that he's a really bad guy. I've read this stuff both ways. It's not for me to decide. There's arguments from people that this guy really did some nasty stuff. I've read a lot of stuff both ways. Okay, Blev the Champ said a bunch of stuff. How much does each episode of our show cost to produce? And the answer, my friend, is
blood, sweat, and tears.
How much is your rent?
$650 a month.
It costs $650 a month for him.
Yeah, just for the studio.
Just for the studio. That's $650 a month for him, just for his portion of it. So 4 weeks a month, let's say. So each episode is $200 plus, just to get Levy to come in and be quiet during the taping of it. No, that's an extra $400 if we want something special from you. Then Blev the Champ said,
what part of the procedure in which Shalom Rubashkin was not present?
Oh, okay. He wasn't present at the appeals case. He was in prison, and they wouldn't let him come to the appeals case. So he wasn't even in the courtroom, but the judge, who's the basis of the appeals, she's in the court. So you tell me who got the better representation. Yeah. And the other thing, was he not? Oh, he got that. Okay. $162.50. Yes. So if you want to support us, right? If you want to support the case, give $162.50 per each of us, right? Per episode. There you go. All right. Okay. So there's 5 people now in the chat room. Who's the 5th person? Is Henry T. Medic. Okay, everybody's in there. I think it's interesting that Reb Taco and Liquid Rob are in there. You know what I mean? It's like
they're very different.
I like to see one talk,
right,
while the other one has their mouth closed, or however it works. All right.
Can we get to the Parsha?
Yeah, let's do the Parashat. Let's go for it.
So we have 2 this week.
What, do you know them? What their names are?
Yeah, Nitzavim and Vayelekh.
Yeah, and do you remember from last year, anything special about Nitzavim? That I said? Nitzavim is always read on the Shabbos prior to Rosh Hashanah. If you see Nitzavim, is that week's Parsha, that means Rosh Hashanah is the next week. So we know that this is the last Parsha before the high holidays start, right? So what is it about Nitzavim that goes together with Rosh Hashanah? Nitzavim means, you're going to be standing. Nitzavim means standing, right? So you're standing in front of judgment. On Rosh Hashanah, it's a time that we stand and we are judged. It's the day of judgment, right? So that's the connection. Remember that from last year? No. Because you tune out everything I say.
So Rabbi Beryl Wine writes, there's a cynical but unfortunately accurate statement rife in the ranks of diplomats that treaties are made to be broken. What does Nitzavim mean?
Standing.
Standing, oh, that's right.
What happened?
Okay, so treaties are made to be broken. This is true in personal life as well. Like, you may be doing something very intimate with a woman. She might tell you, I'll love you forever. But when a woman tells you, I love you, 98% of the time it doesn't mean anything. This means that she loves you in the moment, but if you ever appear uncool to a friend, she's not going to love you anymore. If you lose your job, she's not going to love you anymore. If her feelings change, 2 hours later, she's not going to love you anymore. So
no,
this is a treaty that doesn't mean anything.
No, can I?
Yeah.
She'll still love you. She just tell you that she doesn't. That's the thing. You can't turn on and off feelings. This is the
Finish your point. Don't worry about the chat room.
Okay. This is the bluff or whatever. I don't know the word is that women do. They'll tell you, or even men can do this. I don't love you anymore. Right? I'm done loving you. That's crap. Just tune that out. Love is something that doesn't turn on and turn off. It's not like some sort of computerized. It's not a computerized device where you just press it, turn on and off button. It doesn't work like that. The feelings stay with you and they linger on. Right? She'll tell you that she doesn't love you. What she really is telling you is she's pissed at you because you're a dick. Right? Because you just were an asshole to her friends. But she still loves you. But she's going to try to pull away from you.
No, the Lakewood Rav says if you want a woman to really love you long time, knock her up.
Oh, that's great advice.
Great advice, Lakewood Rav. What kind of Rav are you? I mean, this is not the Torah's way. Okay, so people don't like to face uncertainty and change, so they say, swear to me that you'll never leave me, or swear to me that you'll never betray me, or I promise you I'll never lie to you, or promise you that I'll always be there for you. But no one's going to ever live up to such lofty obligations. We have to learn to stand on our own 2 feet in life and not try to rely on binding people to us in treaties and obligations. Now, in international relations, many people place trust in treaties and in the United Nations. I place more trust in a country's values, history, and predilections. I remember growing up in the 1980s. I graduated high school in 1984. The news media was obsessed about whether or not the United States would sign certain arms control treaties with the Soviet Union. I thought that treaties do not matter nearly as much as Soviet values matter. So I know that the United States will likely live up to its treaty obligations, but will Russia? And if you go into business with somebody, written agreements have some value, but I want to know primarily, who am I dealing with? What are his values?
Well, I have a different angle on that. Mm-hmm. I hear your point on that, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you don't make just like stamazoi, handshakes with people that you don't trust. Right. But here's the thing. Anyone who's successful in business and does a lot of deals, mm-hmm. Knows one thing. You want to try to make it win-win. You want a deal that's the other person or the other entity, the other party, has something to gain by keeping the deal.
Yeah.
Because if they have something to gain by keeping the deal, they don't care about you. They don't care about the deal. They care about what's in it for them. So if there's something in it for them, they're going to be motivated to keep it. Because they're going to, as long as they keep it, they get something for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like you kept your end of the bargain because you wanted money. Right? So you got your beard shaved. Right? So you were you were dragging your feet, if you will, to get it shaved. But at the end of the day, it came off because you can gain from it.
Yeah.
So even if I don't trust you that you're going to shave your beard, the fact that you're not going to see the money until it's gone, that's a deal that I want to enter with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's important to me, because it's win-win, it's in your best interest to do it. And if you don't do it, then you're going to lose out. So those are the kind of deals that I like. That was the deal with the peace treaty, the peace accords, the Camp David Accords.
Yeah.
People talk about that. They say, well, you know what? It was in Egypt's best interest. In the entire time that Mubarak was alive,
keep carrying the show.
He never ordered He never mobilized the Egyptian army to go attack the state of Israel, right? Why? Because if he would ever do that, America cuts off its money. So he's being bribed money not to go attack the state of Israel. That's worth it to him. What's in it for him to go attack? So that's called brokering a good deal. If you're him. All right, let's take a look at the chat room. Somebody, if you want to, marriage is a treaty. Marriage is a treaty contract. There was an interesting thing. There's an interesting thing I saw today.